Hey team, welcome to Wimborne Boxing Club's channel. I'm Dave, and if this is the first time that I'm in, I'd like to say welcome, and just to let you know that we release boxing tutorials, boxing fitness workouts, and the odd strength and conditioning tutorial as well. So if you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to it, and you will be notified every time we post a video. Right, let's jump into today's tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we are looking at how you can increase punch power without the use of any equipment whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, you can increase punch power by using some great gym exercises. If you take a look at the link up here, here are some that we put together. But this video is all about how you can increase your punch power immediately without the use of any equipment. And I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can do it. So let's look at tip number 1. The first way that you can increase your punch power immediately is by making sure that you rotate through your shots and that you're not using your arms to generate the power. So what do we mean by this? Well, this is an arm punch. As you can see, there is very little power, not even talking about the reach and the range, but there's very little power in trying to generate, very little power I can generate in using my arms. You've got to think of the pushing muscles that are being used, a little bit of my chest, and then shoulders. That's really all that's working. Maybe a little snap at the end with my triceps. But if I actually rotate into the shot by pivoting on the back foot, I'm now using the big leg muscles. I'm using the hips and the core, all big, huge muscles. I'm using more of the chest. And the speed at which I can rotate my hips means there's a lot of whip in the shot. So now I'm able to increase my power because simply I'm using the big muscles in my body, boom, to create that power. Now that can go with the backhand, like I'll keep demonstrating. Watch the back foot as I turn through the shot, boom, and I'm punching through the target, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I'm using all the big muscles, all the big muscle groups to make sure that I'm throwing a good, powerful shot. On top of that, I'm pushing through the floor a little bit. I'm not pushing over the front foot, but I'm pushing through the floor, which will help with the power. Now that's the backhand. Even when I throw the hook, some people pivot, some people don't. Separate video altogether, that one. But even when I'm throwing my lead hand hook, boom, I'm still rotating the hip. Whether I rotate on the foot or not doesn't matter, as long as I'm turning the hip, as opposed to just trying to whip a shot in without the power of my legs. If I turn over on that foot and I turn the hips, I'm again using the big muscle groups to generate the power for the shot. So immediately there is a lot more power in my punch. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I'm going to stay nice and relaxed when I punch. So especially with novices, they'll get in the ring, they'll start sparring and they're all really stiff, really tense. And not only does tension tire you out quicker, which is the last thing you need in a very energy demanding sport, but you've got to think that if I'm tense, I'm contract, which means now when I throw a shot, the muscles that I'm activating, the pushing muscles, having to work against the opposing muscle group, so all the muscles that are pulling. So suddenly my punch is being slowed down and the power is being reduced because I've got all my muscles activating at the same time, they're working against each other. If I'm nice and relaxed, now my muscles aren't activating, aren't contracting. As soon as I want to throw a punch, bam, the pushing muscles don't have to work against the opposing muscle groups, which means I can throw a fast, boom, a powerful punch and not lose any power. So tip number 2 is stay relaxed. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms, and then let the shots go fast with more power. Tip number 3 is to punch right through the target. Punching right through the target, what do we mean by that? So you might have heard it before. So where if I'm looking to land a shot on my opponent, let's say it's a rear hand to the head, I'm not looking to land it on their sort of the front part of their head, their face, their head guard. My target is actually the back of the head. That means I'm punching right through the target. Now the most powerful part of my punch is about here. So once it's generated a lot of speed over distance, boom, I can then land the punch with the most powerful part. But if I'm just in range and I'm landing here, that's it. The power from the shot is gone. I've lost the most powerful part of the punch. Also, if I'm pulling the punch, sure, I'm actually tiring myself out more by pulling the punch, but again, I'm losing the power. So what I want to do is using the other two tips of turning through the shot and being relaxed, bam, I want to punch right through the target. Now notice I say punch, not push. What I don't want to do is push through the target. Okay, I want to snap in the shot with the relaxation and with the pivoting and the rotation, boom, to land a nice solid shot. So tip number 3 is to punch right through the target. Lastly, tip number 4 is all about the timing. Now you might have heard that before. What do we mean? Timing is knowing exactly when to punch to have the most amount of effect on your opponent. The best times are when your opponent is stepping forwards, or when your opponent is about to or is actually punching. Firstly, obviously, if your opponent is stepping forwards and you catch them, boom, as they step forwards, not only is it the weight of your punch and the power that you generate by using the 3 tips above, but also is their momentum and their body weight coming forwards onto the punch. Suddenly, that punch is now a lot harder. The other time is when they're punching and when they're about to punch. But let's say when they're punching. So as they've thrown a shot, you might have slipped inside and come over the top with your own shot. Now that is going to feel like they've been hit with a sledgehammer because their brain hasn't seen the shot coming. If your brain can see the shot coming, no matter how late it is, there's a chance that they'll be able to, or your body will be able to position itself and adjust itself, ready to take the impact of the shot. If your body can't see the punch coming, your body cannot adjust itself, or your brain cannot adjust your body, and you will take the full weight of that shot. If it doesn't put you down, or doesn't put your opponent down, it's definitely going to rock them and definitely going to make the legs go to jelly, which you can then counter them. So, the 4 tips to increase punch power immediately is turn through the shots, stay relaxed, punch through the target, time the shots every time. So, I hope that has... So the 4 tips, one more time, is turn through the shot. So the 4 tips to improve punch power immediately is to turn through the shot, is to stay relaxed, is to punch through the target, and lastly is to time every punch that you throw. So that's it, guys. That's the tutorial on how to increase your punch power immediately without using any equipment whatsoever. If you enjoyed the tutorial and you found it helpful, smash the thumbs up and feel free to comment in the box below. Also in our description box will be our Learn to Punch program. And if you're thinking about joining a boxing club, why don't you grab our ebook that will explain exactly how you go from day 1 to bout 1. Guys, thanks very much. Please subscribe to our channel and check out these 2 videos after. I'll see ya on the other side.